live? Let me check my own YouTube. Is it really live? It does say it's live, so I guess it is. I've never used this app before, so yeah. Okay, I guess that's work. So I haven't made any video in a while, and actually does this from my iPhone. So yeah, it's been my first time. If I did something that's not quite right, just tell me, maybe in the comment, so I can fix that in the future video or future live stream. So today's topic is gonna be about DIY channel on YouTube. For those who actually like that channel, I'm not I'm not gonna talk bad about you just because you like that, because like, yeah. Okay, before I actually talk about it, let me glue this to show an example later on. Wait, when did I unplug this? Seriously, when did I unplug this thing? So yeah, the first reason I try this is also about because my computer been joking with me lately. Basically, my keyboard and mouse and my webcam is connected to my computer through a USB hub, and then through a USB extension to my PC. And I checked that it's not loose, but every time there's an electromagnetic impulse from inductive load turned on and turned off, it basically acts as if I pull the USB and plug it back in. So yeah, I need to get everything new probably tomorrow or in like 2 or 3 days. Is this set it up yet? Yep. A little bit. Is there anyone watching it? No, I guess, yeah, it's still zero. And I'm not expecting too much from this because this is my first time on this. Huh. Okay. So the first thing that we gonna talk about DIY channels, that they're an okay channel after all, but like, I don't get it. Why do people like to teach others how to make things that's not the correct way, I have to say. I mean, first of all, don't get me wrong. There are some channels that I actually like to watch that actually make a good quality stuff. Some mention. Let me see. Some of my favorite channels are. Oh yeah, it's called Great Scott. He do some DIY stuff, but he actually does the things properly. It's not like randomly like most channels I can see. And then the other one is called DIY Perks, I guess. There are many more, but I couldn't really remember all of them because I usually watch them from the recommended, and then yeah, the recommended actually broken now, just like everybody else is talking about. Okay, how do we start? Okay, the easiest thing we're gonna say is that, well, okay, is it? Oh no, it went back to zero, so no view. The thing about that, okay, this is getting hard to say. I'm feeling a bit nervous now. The thing about the kind of creative oriented YouTube channel and DIY is like sometimes actually triggers me whenever I see it, and for some reason YouTube just doesn't want to stop recommending that to me. And you guessed it, I also watch that for some reason. So here I got some stuff here that I'm gonna basically tell you what seriously triggers me all the time. This. What is it? Oh. Sub-Zero. Okay. So like yesterday, I was browsing to YouTube, and then there's a recommendation. They're like saying, "We recommend this for you." And it's like, how to make an air conditioner. I'm like, what? What kind of joke is this? I'm like, what? Okay, I'll just watch it because why not? So the moment I click in, they're showing the demo of the thing they make. It looks okay actually, aside from its awkward looking and randomness. And the moment they show the parts, I get tipped over because basically they're saying you can make an air conditioner using Peltier module. The one I have right here is the TEC 12715. It's a 15 amp maximum one. So yeah, definitely higher power, around almost 200 watts, I guess, or I think it is 150. I'll have to look up the data sheet later on. But yeah, the Peltier module they use is a 12706. It's a 72 watts module. And I don't know if it's only me or it actually puts out more heat than it absorbs because the internal workings and such. So here's the thing. If the things actually pull only 72 watts, the cooling capacity is not gonna be 70. It will likely probably half, considering this have like I won't really say the exact number because I haven't really checked the number yet. But yeah, they use two of these things. The 12706, it means 12 amps. That will be around 150 watts. Yeah, it will be around 150. And then the way they cool these things, that they mount it on a that they really show how thin it is. It's really thin, an aluminum hollow tube. Yeah, it's probably like half millimeter. It's really thin. The thing is they just bend the end to seal it up. And guess what they use? They literally use hot glue to glue aluminum onto oh, it drips. They literally use that to hold aluminum and water. Just so you know, not hot glue and aluminum does not go well. Just the same as with water. Because I've had a lot of experience with this glue. So this is an old Barino where it's completely discharged. It won't explode on my hand. So let me glue this to a piece of aluminum that I'm gonna show you after this. Just keep in mind I didn't do any prepping on this. Just like what they do on their channel, they don't use sandpaper and such to clean that. So I'll assume it will be the same case as mine. I'm gonna put a generous amount of it, just to show you if it's real, like what a hot glue really is. Alright, so this aside, this is it. The aluminum plate is at room temperature, maybe slightly colder, 25 I guess. Let me show you the temperature just to be sure. Because some people who watch this might like say I'm cheating on something. And also this is clean, no oil whatsoever. I'm gonna actually measure the temperature of this. I don't know if you can see it. What's the temperature? Okay. So it's basically a room temperature now. This is a piece of 7T75 or 7075 aluminum that I have. while waiting for these things to dry. We'll just set this aside. And then I've seen some channel actually teaching you how to make a massager. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Don't actually say that it's not right to make that kind of stuff. Just again, he didn't do it properly. Basically, he cut like 2 pieces, like soda bottle. He cut off the middle part and just take the part where there's the lid and then the bottom of it that have some sort of weird shape to it, and they basically glue it together to make a probably this thick. The lid will be up here and then the bottom will be here, and then they use hot glue to put probably some kind of gemstone to that, and then at the back they actually glue a screw to that with hot glue. Wow, I'm impressed hot glue is actually that strong that it could stick that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's basically what happens there. Okay, let me. What is there? Wait. Oh wait, can I really see the comments right now? Oh no. It's streaming from phone, seriously. And I've been having a project going on for a while now, just so you know that. That's why I haven't been making video and been busy lately. So yeah, back to the topic of gluing stuff. They actually use that with oil and yeah, hot glue and oil. They never go well together. Just so you know, I've bad experience with hot glue and liquids. It's not even a solvent or something. It's just a water or simple oil. So I was like in a hurry to fix an industrial liquid line just for a temporary fix, and I thought, I got hot glue in hand. Why not just try to use it just for temporary? And I actually regret it till this day because it's actually a disaster. I don't even know what I'm thinking at that moment, but I actually did use hot glue to fix that and it fails immediately. Yeah, that's the basic things. And then the other thing is that they actually use that with water in that model, so I'll immediately assume that's just for a demo and then they're gonna take it apart again after that. I don't know why would they say how to make. Why is not how to make, it's basically how to demo things. Is it hardened yet? Yeah, there it is, it's hardened. Let me show you how hard this comes off. Just one hit. Doesn't stick well, but it's stronger on this because the hot glue probably have enough heat capacity to heat up the surface of this metal just to stick well to it. Here's the thing, with aluminum, the only glue I've managed to use, like get proper bond, is with a Loctite polyurethane glue and then silicone caulking that actually sticks well to aluminum. Okay, this is quite strong. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get hot glue to stick well to it, but there's basically no guarantee at all. Even for an epoxy to stick it to an aluminum, it's not that easy to do. This is quite thick aluminum after all. I do encapsulate my own USB plug on this. The purpose of that is because it doesn't stick, so I can easily extract it later on. Yeah. If you've seen that video that I use glass, just get it. It's supposed to be aluminum pieces. It's a hot glue. I remove it perfectly. And the next thing about that channel is that most people who make that kind of video is like, they just want to do it to get the money from the advertising. they don't really want to do that to make a proper stuff. So this is a high power LED. I have a bunch of them in the plastic. Probably not the proper way to store them, but I store this way. Oh. This is the 50 and 30 watts. I stack them to keep the LED itself safe inside. So there's also a channel who use this LEDs, the 100 watt version, and then they glue it to a tiny piece of aluminum. So this is the heat sink that I use. So let me cover up the fins on here and here. Yeah, the aluminum they use is that the white part is shaped like a letter U. Oh, oops. Yeah, that's basically what they use. And they drive it off mains with no protection at all and no resistors or something. It works with a lot of flicker and such, but it's pretty unsafe to do things. And I'm actually surprised he was there enough to touch the aluminum when it was plugged in. Wow. Because from what I can tell, he didn't plug it into an RCCB protected unit. My words are mixed up now. It's almost 3 a.m. Yeah, he doesn't plug it into the RCCB output wall socket, so I assume it's directly connected to mains with no protection, and it still haven't failed. But I don't know how long that's gonna last, because judging from how he do it, it will most likely to fail in a few minutes, or maybe 30 minutes at most. And then the next part is that they never bother to check if that thing's gonna really work for a while, like properly, or just work on a demo and then they turn it off. Yes, I'm especially talking about some people who actually claim to make space heater and such with a light bulb. How inefficient is that? What I don't get is that they never actually bother to calculate the power output or input that you need to do stuff. So this is the LED lights that I make that I use for work usually, because I sometimes work on refrigerators, the home unit, which in some houses you can't really move it out of the way, so you have to sneak into the tiny spaces behind it. And it gets pretty dark in there because even the house is dark, so it powers off a USB power bank here. There, it's on. But if you see, did you notice the LED just flickers there? Yep, don't be surprised because this LED is failing again, even though I just replaced it. And here's the thing, I was planning to make a video about how to make these things at first, but after seeing the LED failing after working for only an hour, I deleted all the data. Because why would I teach people how to make LED lights that gonna fail in an hour? What's the use of that? Even though these things, all the material like cost less than $10. Who would appreciate you for teaching them how to make stupid things that don't work? The last thing I actually do is that I put this thermal probe, just stick it somewhere on this aluminum and just set it aside in the ambient room temperature. No controlled environment whatsoever, just so you know. And then the LED, the heat sink actually got up to 92 degrees. I'm actually surprised by how high it gets. It actually got The number is 92.3. Wow. I'm not surprised if I see the LED fail all the time, because it gets pretty hot. I mean, as far as I can tell, this LED is supposed to have a working temperature of 60 degrees or 55 degrees. So it will last quite long. And I still haven't found a perfect solution for the fan cooled heatsink for this LED, so it probably take a few months to get this into a video, because I don't feel like teaching people how to make things that don't work, because I'm not an idiot. Also, by any means, if you check some of my older videos, some people probably gonna point out my mistakes there. I'm not a perfect person, so there might be a mistake, but as far as video concerned, I will try to do things as properly and as correctly as possible. So yeah, don't go and check my video and talk all sorts of stuff about mistake I made. I already know. And yes, it is a mistake, and I'm not a perfect person, so you don't have to tell me twice. And also that other problem with this is that the boost converter is very inefficient. Like, it pulls like 9.5 watts from the USB, and then it puts out only 6 watt to the LED. 6.6 watts or something like that. I mean, it's no big deal if you run this off a wall power or something. It's only 2 or 3 watts. But when you consider you're running it from a battery, that's a big deal. And you have to, if you run it on battery, you have to conserve as much energy as possible. You don't want it to get the things work, but the moment you want to use it, the battery just runs flat. That's the most annoying thing possible. So yeah, whenever I make things, I will always try to avoid doing that by measuring everything before making it final, unless it's really impossible to fix that and I just really need that. And I won't even teach people how to make that because it's not perfect for me. At least for my own standard, it's not perfect, so I'm not gonna be taking that. Or even if I'll make it for only my own personal use, it won't be long until I redo something that, or do some research to make it good. Put this back into place. Yeah, sometimes I just don't get how like people actually try to teach other why they can't even do things correctly. They're basically shaming themselves. I just don't get why. They just simply want money. I guess that's it. I guess that's all they want. They just want to make a shitty video to get the viewers and get an ads rolling to get some money of it. So for those who actually know that kind of channel who do that thing, tell me and I will make a comment about that. I'll probably do one, unless I was busy doing other stuff. Yes, I didn't even bother checking how much the 10 LEDs that I said earlier that in a row they put it on mains. I won't even bother trying to measure how much power, how much heat it puts out to know it's gonna be overheating. What's there? Oh, nothing. I don't even need to make my own prototype to do that, just to tell it's gonna be overheating. Because those heatsink is not gonna be able to remove all that heat. It's not even fan cooled. My I guess that's all. It's 3:13 a.m. now. I'll probably end the stream pretty soon. Yeah, that's the right clock. Alright, so okay, is there any comment on wait. Wait. Filter. Interesting. End this thing. How do you end this? Is this? Oh yeah.